An Amazon executive got absolutely pummeled after attempting to smear Bernie Sanders. Now, this is having to do with Amazon warehouse workers in Bessemer, Alabama right now in the process of voting to unionize. That vote goes until March 29th. And Bernie Sanders is going down there to visit and put out this message on Twitter saying, "I look forward to meeting with Amazon workers in Alabama on Friday. All I want to know is why the richest man in the world, Jeff Bezos, is spending millions trying to prevent workers from organizing a union so they can negotiate for better wages, benefits, and working conditions." So a fairly harmless message here. Bernie Sanders, of course, one of the loudest voices in support of this union effort in Alabama. And the response to this from Dave Clark. Now, Dave Clark, to get his job title here correct, he's Amazon's Senior Vice President of Worldwide Operations and Customer Service. And before I even read his tweet, let me just show you. I did a little research on Dave Clark. This is from Fortune magazine. Amazon's new retail chief, Dave Clark, has an unusual nickname, the Sniper. Underlings gave Clark, who has worked at Amazon during almost all of his career, that moniker after he told them that early in his tenure, he would hide in the shadows at warehouses, seeking to catch lazy workers slacking off who he could fire. This is who Dave Clark is. Now, let's get to his tweet. So he replied to Bernie Sanders saying, "All we want to know is why this senator is one of the most powerful politicians in Vermont for 30 plus years, and their minimum wage is still only $11.75. Amazon's minimum wage is $15 plus great health care from day one. The senator should save his finger-wagging lecture until after he actually delivers in his own backyard." Now, there is so much to say to this, and I'll get to a lot of the responses in a second. Obviously, he's ratioed, over the course of this tweet, other tweets, just countless replies to this. But let's first get to the obvious point here. His attack on Bernie Sanders. Now, this is so dumb because Dave Clark apparently doesn't understand or doesn't want you to understand that there is a difference between what a senator does and what state politicians do. Bernie Sanders does not set the wage in Vermont. That is not what a U.S. senator does. They have no control over state policy. In fact, recently, this is from 2020, Vermont GOP governor vetoes minimum wage increase. So they attempted to raise the wages, and the Republican governor there vetoed it. Bernie has no power over this. He can't reverse the veto. That's not what senators do. They don't control state policy. So I'm sure Dave Clark knows that, but here he is putting out this message, attempting to attack Bernie Sanders over something he has no control over. Now, the other part of this is the $15 an hour. Now, I've discussed this in a previous video, but it was late in the video. A lot of people don't get to the whole video, so they don't see everything. So I'm going to reiterate something I said in that video about the $15 minimum wage or wage at Amazon, because on the face of it, it may sound great. Oh, wow, Amazon raised their wages to $15 an hour. First of all, of course, that was in part to pressure from Bernie Sanders. They raised it in 2018. But it was also a PR move, because at the time they were moving into Black Friday. They were competing in the job market with Walmart. So they wanted to raise their wages against Walmart. Walmart, shelf stockers make about $12 an hour. So to compete with them, they raised their wages. But there's an important piece here, because warehouse work, long before Amazon, went for more than $15 an hour. Back 15 years ago, when I was looking for a job, I came across warehouse jobs starting at $17, $18, $19 an hour. 15 years ago. So, and this is not just anecdotal. There is proof that Amazon actually brings wages down. This from Vice. In that December 2020 article, Bloomberg reported on how new Amazon warehouses drag down wages in the local area, even though the company is paying more than minimum wage. In New Jersey, for example, warehouse workers were making $24 an hour before Amazon moved in, paying $15 an hour. In 2019, warehouse workers in New Jersey earned about $17.50 per hour. In 68 counties where Amazon has opened one of its largest facilities, Bloomberg notes average industry compensation slips by more than 6% during the facility's first 2 years. And despite instituting a $15 an hour minimum wage, thousands of Amazon workers are hardly any better off. In November 2020, a Government Accountability Office study found that more than 4,000 Amazon employees are on food stamps in 9 states, a record beat only by Walmart, McDonald's, and $2 store chains. So this shows you that $15 an hour at Amazon for warehouse work is not some generous offering. It is actually lowballing the industry average, what people would normally make in a warehouse position. Because Amazon has flooded the market with these $15 an hour warehouse jobs, it has brought all wages for the industry down. Now, let me show you another tweet. So Dave Clark went on a rant here. All the tweets got ratioed. I'll link to everything below the video. You can read through all the hilarious replies. But here's another one he put out saying, I welcome Senator Sanders to Birmingham and appreciate his push for a progressive workplace. I often say we are the Bernie Sanders of employers. But that's not quite right, because we actually deliver a progressive workplace. Okay. Let me just read the rest. He goes on to say, for our constituents, $15 minimum wage, healthcare from day one, career progression, and a safe and inclusive work environment. So if you want to hear about $15 an hour and healthcare, Senator Sanders will be speaking downtown. But if you would like to make at least $15 an hour and have good healthcare, Amazon is hiring. I said this in my other video about Amazon busting their union busting efforts, but why are they so scared? I mean, this is the biggest giveaway. If forming a union wasn't such a big deal, wasn't going to help workers, then why are they fighting so much against it? It's because this is a power struggle. It is the corporation versus the workers, and they do not want the workers to have a unified voice. That's what this is all about. If they weren't scared of this union, they would just let it happen. But they are continually fighting against it. Now, of course, a lot of absurd stuff here. Let's get to some of the replies. A lot of people replying with articles of what Amazon actually does to workers. So Ken Klippenstein here tweeting out an independent article saying Amazon workers forced to urinate in plastic bottles because they cannot go to toilet on shift. Claims come as protesters in the UK join strikers around the world to demand internet giant improves worker conditions. Luke Savage here tweeting out another headline here. Hundreds injured at Amazon warehouse in UK due to hellish conditions, union claims. And I tweeted out a couple as well. These from Canada. We will appeal. Amazon to challenge Peel's health COVID-19 closure of Brampton facility. 240 cases, including COVID-19 variants at the facility in the past few weeks. So Amazon was forced to close their warehouse in Brampton, and they actually fought it. Despite this massive outbreak of COVID-19 in their facility, and a few days later, more reporting on this, Ontario probes possible labor violations at Amazon site shut down over COVID-19 break. Outbreak has been linked to now more than 600 COVID-19 cases, Peel top doctor says. This is the actual treatment of Amazon workers. So this is why Amazon workers need to unionize. Now, Bessemer, Alabama is just the first potentially to unionize, but whether they fail or succeed, it will be an example of the momentum that we're going to continue seeing of workers all around the country, all around the US, all around Canada and the world, Amazon workers that want an actual say in their workplace. And people see right through these executives, which is why I could have picked out any reply here. I did not see maybe there's one or two, but I did not see a single one in support of what Dave Clark was saying here. They were all going after him because everybody knows that Amazon is horrible to work for. So all they have to do is all they try to do is hide behind these PR messages, put this idea out there that they're so generous for giving $15 an hour when in reality they are undercutting the market. They are not a great place to work, and this is why these workers at these warehouses need to unionize.